Good day everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Rain. I am your yoga teacher. Let's go and start with your practice for today. This is going to be a quick yoga practice, a good flow for healing, for stress and anxiety. So for anyone who is dealing with those right now, this can be a good way to start with your day or maybe end your day, so that you can feel more at ease or feel more at comfort with wherever you are or whatever it is that you're dealing. So in no means this is a therapeutic way for you to dive into whatever it is that you are doing, but this is a way or a safe space for you to find a gentle moment to be at ease with your body and with your mind. So if there are any feelings or thoughts that may arise in this practice, what I usually suggest is that to let it flow through you and be like a witness or the third person who is looking or seeing those thoughts and feelings, and notice if you can sit with it. So let's start with your practice for today. Finding yourself here in this easy seat, here in your Sukhasana pose. If this is too much for today, go ahead and grab maybe a block if you have with you. If you don't have, maybe a blanket or a pillow, anything that is there, just put them here. You can have any kind of props. Let's go and find yourself a good seat here, just to give yourself a good cushioning. And then slowly feet at the top, maybe left or maybe right in front. It's perfectly fine. This is also good if this is a first time for you to try a meditation practice or a yoga at that. Hands wherever you feel like it, just here in front, maybe here on the knees, maybe palms facing up. Maybe one hand to your heart, another to the belly if you are wanting to be more aware of your breath. Or maybe find your Anjali here, hands in prayers here to the heart, backs of your thumbs feeling the beating of your heart. So much options in this practice. Go ahead and find yours. Softly gaze forward or soften the eyelids, gaze through the nose. Or gently close your eyes here as we settle in, as we start your practice for today. As you start, gently, without having to manipulate how you take your inhales and your exhales, slowly notice how you breathe. Notice the sensations in your body as you start your practice for today. Find awareness in the tension, where it lies. Maybe on the hips, maybe on the legs, on the feet. Maybe here in your belly, here in your heart, into the spine, your shoulders, your arms, maybe in the neck or the head or even in the face. Take time to recognize each and every part of your body that has tension. And as we move along in this practice, maybe the goal is to be at ease or be more at comfort in this tension, or let them melt away as you find awareness in your breath. Knowing that this space is that space that you're making for yourself, because you're valid enough to take space. So these thoughts and feelings that may arise in this practice, feel free to let them flow. Feel free to let them just be there, and without having to take any judgment on what those are, let this be a safe space for it to flow through. Take a moment to visualize the thoughts that are running in your head right now. As you focus on the breath, allow these thoughts arise. And notice if you can sit within and let this just flow through. Maybe find some words, maybe find some faces. And these thoughts sometimes come with feelings. Now slowly notice how you feel. Notice any sensation in your body as these feelings arise. And see if you can sit with it too. when we deal with these feelings, with these thoughts that arise when you are walking in this world with stress, with anxiety, with the feeling of loss or grief, or you're finding space or finding hard to take space to heal. It may be hard to gently sit down and try to clear your mind. So in this practice that we're doing, we're going to take space. So I invite you into this moment to find space, to let these thoughts, to let these feelings just pass by. And be a witness to what they are. And be this vessel of simply feeling what those are. And most of us are caretakers of our lives, and most of us are leaders in our lives. That we tend to put ourselves at the bottoms of our list, or we put ourselves as gently not being there because we are there for others. So in this space that we're making for ourselves today, allow yourself to be there, present first, and set the table for yourself. Or simply just put yourself on top of the list. As we start with your practice, let's take a quick pranayama breath work. If this does not resonate with you at all, it's perfectly fine. Just go and find your normal breath here. We're going to start with a quick one, just 10 cycles of your breath. A deep inhale and a slow passive exhale. Let me guide you through it. Let's start. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Relax your shoulders. Inhale deep. Soften the face. Exhale long. Soften the jaw. Inhale deep. Soften the eyebrows. Exhale long. Feel heavy on the hips. Inhale deep. Soften the eyelids. Exhale deep. Soften the heart. Inhale deep. Notice how you breathe. Exhale deep. Notice how you feel. Inhale deep. Notice where you are. Exhale deep. Notice where you want to be. Inhale deep. Exhale long. Inhale deep. And exhale deeper. Slowly come back to your normal breath and notice how you feel. Notice any tension in your body. Relax your shoulders. Feel heavy on the hips. And slowly notice the presence in your space. Visualize you sitting in a room full of nothing but your thoughts and feelings. It may come a little bit more intense, a little bit more overwhelming than usual. And see if you can and see if you can sit with it. Gently notice each and every thought in your mind, and notice how these thoughts come attached with feelings. Slowly notice how you breathe. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hips. Feel the rise and the fall of the belly. Notice where your mind is at. Notice where your heart is at. Breathing in and breathing out. Take a moment to come back to the physical body. Maybe wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Maybe moving the head side to side. Allowing yourself to come back to your present moment. And softly open the eyes, maybe blink twice, soften the eyelids, and gaze forward. We're gonna start with some slight or gentle seated stretches first. Finding yourself here at the center of your mat. I'm gonna go here grounded so it's easier to feel a little bit more fluid in this pose that we're gonna do next. Opening the thighs out wide and the glutes out wide if you're here with me on the ground. Hands here can come to the knees. Plant your palms down. We're gonna try your seated cat and cow. So take an inhale, roll your shoulders down and back as you open your heart forward, curving the back here, tailbone points out the back. You can gaze forward or maybe gaze a little bit higher towards the sky, making sure nothing is too much on the neck. And as you exhale, you're gonna round your back here, chin to chest first as you feel every single vertebrae articulating here. As you round your back, shoulder blades widen to the sides, tailbone tucking forward. Let's go do that one more time. You can do this with your eyes closed. Open your heart forward, gazing up high. And slowly taking a seated cat, curving the back as if your heart wants to press the spine or wants to exit the back door. One more, breathing in, allowing each and every movement to be connected with one breath. And exhale to your cat, pressing and curving the back, making some space for your heart. Maybe chin can come to chest. Inhale, open up to your cow. Take a back bend, maybe lengthening the spine. And exhaling to your cat, tucking in, pressing the heart back. So slowly finding your movement here. Exhaling out. And then slowly coming back to the center on your neutral spine. Let's go some more. Let's do some barrel rolls here. So gently first is a cow. Putting your heart forward, tailbone points up high. And then slowly we're going to move towards the right side body opens here. And then slowly rolling at the back, maybe chin to chest to your cat. And then to the side here on the left. And then slowly coming back forward. Maybe trying a counterclockwise here to the left. And then slowly moving to the back. And then to the right side. And then back or forward. One more round to the right. Allowing a breath to come in and out of your body as you move along here. And then slowly counterclockwise. Coming back to the center on your neutral spine. Very nice. Slowly staying here, clasping your hands here this time in front. Interlace the fingertips and then slowly press your palms towards the sky. So finding that lengthening from your hips towards the sky, palms facing up. If this is not accessible at all with your hands, we find a yoga strap or any kind of strap, maybe a long towel, that will do. Place them on each hand to give yourself a little bit more space. There you go. Feeling that lengthening from your hips up to the wrist. Take an inhale here, deep. On your exhale, we're going to press your palms here to the front this time. Exhale, palms pressing forward. Press your heart to the back. Curve the back, chin to chest, tailbone tucks forward. We're going to do that one more round. Inhale, open your palms up to the sky. Take a good breath. And then exhale, press it forward. Press your heart to the back, chin to chest. You can close your eyes here. Take a moment to breathe. Inhale, open up, maybe a little bit farther at the back. And then slowly press it forward. Tuck your tailbone, heart presses to the back. One more inhale, lengthen, reach up high. And then slowly press it forward, heart presses to the back, shoulder blades widen to the sides. Come back at the center, release your hands, gently pull it down here to the knees once more. Maybe wiggling the body, making sure nothing is painful. Again, a reminder, if you feel that there is a little bit of feelings or maybe thoughts that are running in your head, that you think maybe that your mind is wandering outside of your mat already, know that it's fine. It's perfectly okay if your mind wanders off. Sometimes we live in a world where we tend to look more in the past, or we tend to be anxious about the future, unlike, say, the smallest things, like what do I need to cook after this, or what do I need to do, how many minutes is this gonna go on. So find yourself that space to be human. But once you catch yourself coming out of the practice, maybe you can pull yourself back in and take a moment to notice how you breathe. Let's go and do some more opening here. Take an inhale. We're going to open your heart towards the right side first. Heart faces the right knee. Left hand on your right knee. Right hand here at the back. Maybe just beside the right hip, or even farther if you want. Finding maybe a block if you want. A little bit more lengthening here. Place that block here at the back to give yourself a way for you to ground down your hand. Take an inhale. Lengthen through the crown of your head. You're going to open your heart here. And as you exhale, we're going to open your heart to the right side even more. Roll that right shoulder at the back. Maybe find your gaze at the back. Or maybe find your gaze on your right shoulder. Or gently close your eyes here for a moment. Nothing too much, nothing too painful. Honoring your body means you listen to it where it wants to stay, or when it wants to go for more deeper. We're going to stay here for 5. Allow a moment to breathe. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Very nice. Slowly release, open your eyes, slowly coming back to the center here. Let's go find a counter stretch. So going back to the center, I'm gonna go here so you can see what's happening on the left side. Heart is gonna face that left knee this side, right hand on the left knee, left hand here at the back. Maybe just on the ground, maybe near that left hip. Find your own version here. Take a moment to lengthen through the spine. On your exhale, we're going to go open a little bit more. Maybe roll that left shoulder at the back. Gaze at the back or find your left shoulder. Or gently close your eyes here and notice the sensations in your body. Finding a way to decompress and open some spaces in your body. Maybe the spaces that haven't been open for a long time. Releases some pent-up emotions that are there. So as you open yourself to the shapes, to these poses, allow those emotions, those thoughts arise. And again, let it flow through you. We're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Open your eyes. Slowly come back to the center, making your way back to where we began. Release your hands here again, moving the body side to side. If that was too much, maybe finding the counter stretch that you so well needed, making sure nothing is painful. Let's go and start with your child's pose. So if you have been doing yoga before, this feels good. Finding your way again at the center of your mat. Maybe find your tabletop first. Hips here to the knees, shoulders to the wrists. And then slowly tucking both of your feet. And then slowly maybe untuck both of your feet, big toes touching. So making an option here. You can also put both of your knees a little bit wider than the hips, maybe as wide as your mats. And then slowly sit down on the heels. Extend your hands forward as you melt your heart down. Forehead grounds down as well. So modifications in this pose is first to find a seat here at the back if you feel like your hips are not here onto the heels. So find a block or a pillow, place them here at the back. Give yourself a nice support to a seat. And then maybe grabbing a pillow, 1 or 2. If you don't have any yoga bolster, maybe find 2, 3, or 4, how many you want. And then slowly place him here in front to gently hinge from the hips. And then slowly melt your heart down here. Maybe hands can come here at the middle. Find a good pillow or let it extend forward. to melt your heart down. Maybe putting one head on the side, one side of the head, to plant it at the center, and then just go to the other side once you're good. So allowing this moment to modify honors where you are in your journey. These props, these blocks, these pillows are there for you, like you are there for everyone else. So allow the space to seek help, to find support, and slowly notice where you are. Slowly come back on how you're breathing, noticing your inhales and noticing your exhales. Relax your shoulders. Feel heavy on the head. Allow a moment to breathe and slowly connect to the earth. And in a world where we celebrate so much about the hustle of life or finding success because we work so hard than the others, let this space be a place for you to gently take a pause. In this space, we celebrate the rest, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Let this space be for you to find the place, to find the meaning of surrender. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling out through the nose. Deep inhales, slow and passive exhales. Maybe pressing your heart deeper into the ground. Maybe lengthening more into the spine, into the crown of your head. And as you sit with your feelings, as you let them pass through, know that what is in the center is you. Sometimes we get defined by these thoughts and feelings, and maybe sometimes the actions that we are doing coming from these thoughts and feelings. Know that no one can define who you are but yourself. As we let these thoughts and feelings pass by and let it flow through and out of our space, know that what is left is us, our true authentic self. Maybe the space can find as a way to tap into what we really are, and knowing the definition of who we really are is in our own hands and no one else's. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. Take one more breath here. Breathe in and slowly exhale. Let it all go. Open your eyes. Slowly release. Come back to the center. Finding yourself back in your tabletop. Shoulders to the wrists. Planting your knees slowly here, hip width distance apart. Finding yourself here in this space. Maybe swinging the hips side to side if that was too much of an opening. Making sure nothing's painful. We're going to go on to our next pose or shape. We're going to go to your pigeon pose. So place your hand an inch forward here. Right knee comes in first. So place your right knee here at the center. Right ankle gently plants a little bit towards the left side. Make some space here onto the hip. We're going to extend your left leg at the back. Plant your hips here at the mat. So feeling that lengthening on your spine, relax your shoulders here for a while, and then slowly find a modification here first. So if you are good here, slowly, that is good. If you want a little bit more of a support, maybe grab a blanket or a block, place them here on your right hip to elevate yourself a little, making sure that you're well aware that you can find a way to make this comfortable. If you want a little bit more opening, you can find your right ankle farther from your hip. Make your hips You're here planted on the ground. Very nice. And then slowly, if you are here with me on the ground, and slowly you're going to fold down. So maybe find your pillows here in front, your blankets or your blocks. Place them here at the front and then slowly hinge from the hips. Fold all the way down, like so. Forehead grounds down. Maybe place one side of the head again. And then slowly turn at the opposite side. So notice the modifications here. If you don't have any props, it's perfectly fine. Slowly ground down, maybe just the forearms or maybe all of your hands, all of your arms can slowly fold all the way down. So know that these options are here for you whenever you need it. Staying here for deep cycles of the breath. Let each inhale give yourself a space to breathe deeper. And every time you exhale, let it ground you down more and more. Relax your neck. Relax your head. Soften the jaw. Release the tension from your throat. Release the tension from your shoulders, your arms, your elbows. Soften the forearms. Soften the wrists. Release the tension from your hands. Feel light on the fingertips. Slowly find awareness in that space here on the hips. Release and surrender your hips down to the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale here and exhale out. Last one, inhale and exhale, let it go. Come back to the center, open your eyes, slowly ground yourself back up. Coming back to the center here, planting your hands, maybe tucking that back foot, pushing your hips up, grounding back down to your tabletop. Planting your knees hip width distance apart once more, swinging the hips side to side, neutralizing the spine and neutralizing the hip. Maybe finding a cat and cow here if you want as well. Let's go try everything on the opposite side. Again, inch your hand up forward here, left knee this time here at the center. We're gonna ground that left ankle towards your right side and then slowly plant your hip down. Right leg extends at the back this time. Send that right leg up, an option to stay here or find your modification again. Place that on your left hip this time. Maybe grab your pillow or your blanket, place them here in front. Maybe left ankle comes a little bit farther to the treasure, so find your hip a little bit more square here to the mat. And then slowly we're gonna fold down. If you don't have any props, maybe just the forearms, maybe all of your hands, maybe forehead and all of your head grounds down to the mat. Knowing that one side of the body is different from the other, allow yourself to notice the sensations in your body. And again, allow the thoughts and the feelings flow through you. Your heart knows, your mind knows when you try to not feel them at all or not think about it. And that's what sometimes we are conditioned with. We are sometimes in our life told that we need to put our thoughts, our personal thoughts, or feelings onto the side so we can show up into situations what we didn't know we were put in. That it tends to overflow in all of our lives when we put our feelings and our thoughts aside for the sake of others or for the sake of the situation, whatever it is that we thought we needed to be. And again, give yourself permission to find this space to be a safe one for those thoughts and feelings to gently pour out. And see how you can sit with it. And as these thoughts and emotions come out, allow yourself to feel it. Maybe you want to let it out by screaming, or maybe crying, or maybe finding a space to gently say the things that you have been wanting to say. Maybe write. Any outlet can do, as long as we are human, that is responsible for our actions, as long as we respect others, as long as we are taking everything with kindness, with self-compassion and love for ourselves and our others as well. Know that your thoughts and your feelings are valid enough without asking for people for it. You, yourself, you are valid. You are valid enough to take space. You are valid enough for these feelings to be here for you. Allow yourself to be gentle in these thoughts. Give yourself some space to be kind to yourself when these feelings arise. And most of all, find the answers as to why these thoughts and feelings are here. Take a moment to breathe in one last in the shape. And exhale, let's release. Open your eyes, come back to the center. Gently come back to where we began. Hands pressing in. Press your hips up, pull that right knee back in. Release that left leg, come back to your tabletop. Swing the hips side to side, making sure nothing is painful, knowing that we are here for you. Let's go to our final pose for today, to your Savasana. Crawling your legs and your knees to the front. Cross your ankles at the back. Take a good seat. Extend both of your feet here to the top of your mat. And take a seat at the middle. And gently lie down here on your back. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Head down to the mat. Slowly extend both of your feet to the top of your mat. As wide as you want, as wide as you can. Hands to the sides, palms facing up. If you want to modify in this shape, let me guide you through it. Maybe place some blocks, maybe some pillows in the head, maybe here at the back. I have some blocks with me. I'm gonna put one here at the middle, maybe the long one, maybe the wide one, the other one here on my head. So this is a good way to open my heart. Maybe one here to the back. Finding a way to as a pillow. So know that each and every prop, again, is there to support you whenever you need it. Place here at the hands extend to the side, palms facing up. Slowly coming back here to the center of your mat, to the center of your space. Allow yourself to arrive. Find yourself gazing at the ceiling or simply just closing your eyes here for a few moments. And notice how your body is. And notice how your feelings are. And find awareness. And just taking small inhales and small exhales at this point, cooling down the body. Breathing in and breathing out. Give yourself some space to breathe in and out. And let each tension in your body that are still there, allow it to melt away. Allow it to be there. And allow it to release. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale out to the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in and breathing out. One more inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Let it go. Eyes still closed. We're gently coming back to your easy seated pose. Maybe wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes first. Maybe bending one knee, finding the other, leaning into one side, and slowly arrive to a seat. As deep as you can, as slow as you want, coming back to the center of your practice. Coming back to the center of your space. Closing your practice today with 3 clearing and mindful breaths. Take an inhale, extend all of your hands up to the sky, hands up in prayer. Exhale, hands in prayer to the heart. One more inhale, extend all of your hands up high. Exhale, hands in prayer to the heart. One last breath. Inhale, extend all of your hands up to the sky. Hands up in prayer. Exhale, thumbs to the forehead. With you come the kindest thoughts. Thumbs to the mouth. With your kind thoughts come out the kindest words. Thumbs to the heart. Bow down as if gazing into your own heart. Thank you for letting me guide you through your practice for today. Thank yourself for being here and making time and creating space for no one but yourself. Let me guide you back to the intentions, the affirmations, and the mantra that you have set up for yourself for today. And let us create this inner dialogue in ourselves by starting with 2 words. Dear self. Dear self, from this point forward, I am making space for you to allow some time to pause, to reset, to realign. Dear self, I know it's been a struggle, but I am here for you. Dear self, from this point forward, I will make you feel seen, make you feel heard, make you feel supported, make you feel enough, and make you feel in ways no one else can. Dear self, I forgive you. Dear self, I love you. I honor your light, I honor your truth, I honor your love, I honor your peace, I honor your beauty, everything that is within you, because it's also within me. The divine light in me bows down to the divine light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Let me know how you guys think. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.